What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back here to the channel and everybody over on X too. Lot to dive into today on the live stream on our X space. We're going to dive right into it, guys. So the market pulled back pretty heavily here right now at the time of this recording. We are in an interesting time in the market. A lot of people freaking out, a lot of people, panicking right now. And we're going to try to make sense of it, give you guys a major crypto breakdown today on the live stream and of course on our X space. Market's definitely doing some interesting things right now. It's kind of range bound. It's kind of stuck right now in that low $90,000 range. And right now we are sitting below 91,000. Now, it's not about where we are right now. It's about where we close today. Remember, we were just here not too long ago. And we talked about this. So we're going to see as the markets open here in about a half hour, the stock market does not look great either. But we're going to pay attention to crypto, obviously, more so than stocks. But there is a correlation. We'll get into some of that throughout the show here. But yes, Bitcoin has fallen down to below 91K right now. So the key is here, right? If we're looking at this in the last month or so, it's getting back above this $91,000 level. You guys can see we recently just broke it. It's not what we want to see here at all, but it is kind of, an interesting time because we went up crazy fast, and now we're kind of in a danger zone right now. We've got to bounce off of this level, similar to where we did in late November. Okay, we were right here. We've got to get that close, though, back up above 91. And comfortably over 91. We've got all day to do it still. And we know that we can fluctuate quickly. But a big red candle today has some people panicking. I'm choosing to just watch this thing very closely. I haven't really, bought a lot. I did buy recently on the dip, back on Thursday of last week and Friday. This weekend was pretty choppy, nothing really brewing. And right now I'm just kind of waiting, hanging in the balance to kind of see where we close today. And as we really go along in the show, kind of where we are throughout the show. So we're going to be watching it. We'll dive into some of the content that's out there, some of the things people are saying. We do have FTX planning to distribute over 1.2 billion in repayments starting on the 20th of January. That should be a nice influx of capital for us. This may increase Bitcoin market volatility as investor reactions vary, similar to the Mt. Gox case. The DOJ has given the go-ahead for the United States to, offload their crypto, their Bitcoin, $6.5 billion worth. Reports are that some of that's already been sold, could be leading to some of the cascade effect downwards. But overall, guys, I'm not panicking here. Like, this isn't a time to run for the hills. I don't think at all. Lewis is in the house. What's going on, man? Good morning, everyone. Hang in there. Don't get shaken out. I agree. This is definitely a time where they're trying to shake you out of your positions. Brad Price is in here. What's up, bro? Uncle Tony, good morning. Pepu to the moon. What's up, Brad? Millsy, how we doing? Why does crypto trade some patterns? It's got to be rigged. There's definitely a lot of manipulation. And especially right now, there's definitely some manipulation. I don't think there's any doubt that there's market manipulation happening right now in the markets. And, a lot of this is algorithmic selling. We've talked about that before. A lot of this is algorithmic selling. What's up, brother? What are your thoughts on RSR moving forward? Reserve rights. It's an interesting play because, Paul Atkins, the new SEC chair, has got ties to reserve rights. I don't know a ton about the asset, but I know that's why it pumped like crazy when he got elected as the new SEC chair. You only lose if you sell low. Just hang tight. The top is not in. Don Rayburn, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Ali, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Giga Chad. It's one of the top meme coins out there. Good morning, Kamal. How we doing? Good morning from Australia. How you doing, Clarion? Carlos is here. What's up? Art Caffeine. Good morning, everyone. Buy the dip. GM, Art. How we doing, man? How are we doing? Let's take a look at some of the small caps, guys. Let's refresh here. See what we got cooking. Not a lot of small caps up this morning. To be expected, obviously. The rest of the market down. Nothing green right now on the bubbles. So what I like to do on days like this is, if you still have high conviction on this cycle, right, and you don't think it's over, which I think a lot of people are in that boat. What's down the most here? You got virtuals coming all the way down to 235. We were just talking about virtuals at $5. Big discount there, back down to 1.5 billion. So virtuals protocol down big, Brett down big, hanging just over $1 billion right now. Beam's down here at 2 cents in the gaming area. I like Beam at 2 cents. That's an interesting play. This AI 16Z, one of the top AI agents, down big, 16%. BitTenzer Tal down pretty big, 29% in the last week. Same thing with FET, down to $1.17. Near Protocol, one of the top AI plays. So there's just tons of discounts right now. Just depends on what sector you want to go after. Sui's dialed back quite a bit from its recent surge, back up over $5. PEPE's down at 16.1. Tons of opportunities. Where are you guys going? What are you guys buying this morning? Let me hear from you guys. Where are you guys? What direction are you guys heading into this morning? I want to hear from you guys as we get ready to start up the Breakfast Club, guys. Appreciate you all for being here. And we're going to go ahead and fire up the Crypto Breakfast Club in just a sec. Appreciate all the people live with us over on X too, guys. If you're watching live on X, do me a real big favor. Hit that heart and that repost button. Spread it out, okay? I want you guys to fire that thing up. If you're listening live on X, I want at least 10 retweets right now. We only have one. So if you're watching live on the X stream, retweet it. Repost it, get it out there. Let's get a bunch of people rocking with us here. And we are going to get into the specifics here. Got to find the actual space. There we go. All right, we're firing up the space here too, guys. We're going to talk about what we're buying, what we're getting into, guys. See who else we got here. Hitting that like button for this awesome channel. Let's go. Yeah, appreciate that, man. If you guys are watching on YouTube, yeah, smash the like button for us. Definitely appreciate all of that. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're rocking with you guys every single day. We got a ton to break into here. Greetings from Athens, Greece. Got that morning brew? Of course, bro. You already know, right here. Of course. Upstate New York. What's up, Brent? South Africa coming in. How do you get AI agents? You can buy the actual tokens. I'm going to buy Supernova. I've been waiting for it to dip. Yeah, I'm watching closely. I haven't bought anything yet today, but here's the thing, guys. I was buying on Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to probably DCA a little bit more today. Just kind of looking. Appreciate that, Brian. Just got started in crypto in October. Love this channel. Appreciate you, man. Portugal. I'm buying ETH and SUI. Nice. Bought more CAS. Nice. PEPE is an interesting buy right now. I'm thinking about buying more Cronos. Nice. Cass does seem interesting for sure. Good morning. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are back here live on the Crypto Breakfast Club. We are live on YouTube. We are live on X, and we are live in the space. And here we go. Another big opportunity. Another big opportunity in the markets. We are watching Bitcoin closely here. We just broke down below 90K, 89,000. It's not the end of the road here, but this is breaking a trend line. Now we have all day to close back above like that 91.7 level. So let's hope we get back, climb back up there above it. If not, it wouldn't be shocking at all to see Bitcoin go down to that $85,000 to $83,000 range. If we did, I become a big buyer. I think this is a really, really good opportunity for alts right now. Now, this is just me talking to you guys from my opinion. I don't really like to bulk buy. That's why I DCA'd a little bit on Thursday. I DCA'd a little bit on Friday. And I'm looking around, kind of seeing what I want to DCA into a little bit more today. We have to remember this. A lot of people are freaking out right now. A lot of people are panicking. We have to remember this. Zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out and understand how fast we went up right after Trump got in. Right after Trump got in, we absolutely skyrocketed. I mean, XRP did a 5X in a month. That's a big market cap doing a 5X in a month. So these type of pullbacks are okay. They're part of the bull run. If you guys were around in 2021, you know what happened. We had that first big, part of the bull run came way down. Everybody thought the end was near. Everybody thought the cycle was over. And then what happened in late 2021? We absolutely went parabolic. So I don't think this is the end of the road. I still look at 2025 as a really, really good opportunity here for crypto. And Trump's not even in office yet. We're a week away. So there's no doubt to me, and we can get into some of this, that there's some market manipulation happening here, right? There's definitely some market manipulation happening. People trying to create, I think, cascades of selling to get in at cheaper prices, to lock in better positions. And as this is happening, you have algorithms that are just triggered to sell. A lot of this isn't even human selling. A lot of it's algorithmic selling based on market manipulation, based on the powers that be selling off, creating liquidations. But all in all, I want to talk about where the opportunities are, where you guys are heading, what you're looking at this morning, and we'll also kind of try to make sense of what's happening at the same time. But that's my quick take. A lot of this is market manipulation. A lot of this is, the stock market doesn't look great either. And Bitcoin and crypto have followed the stock market a lot closer now that they're, bigger market caps. So the employment report also came out, and that could play into some of this. The employment report raised expectations that the Fed would delay interest rate cuts, which was supporting the dollar, which anytime we have anything that supports the dollar, it goes against crypto because crypto is the hedge against the dollar. So there is some of that, right? Anytime the dollar strengthens or there's news that strengthens the dollar, it does put some downward pressure, sell side pressure on Bitcoin, at least in the short term. But I think a lot of times, there's overreaction in the markets. There's overreaction to good news. There's overreaction to positive news. I think it's really key that you try to stay even keel, during these times, because a lot of people kind of, when there's good news, get too excited, get a little overzealous, right? And then when there's bad news, they get a little bit too fearful, and they end up making kind of irrational decisions, right? So just try to stay even keeled. But there is some other information out there. So there are some macroeconomic challenges right now too, just from you know, the macro outside of crypto, right? We have Bitcoin potentially in a decline again due to this, you know, Fed stance and uncertainty surrounding Trump's economic policies. I think once Trump gets in and he actually outlines how he's going to attack inflation, what guidelines and guardrails actually look like for crypto, right? Like we need some catalysts right now. We're lacking some positive catalysts. We're lacking positive news. And anytime the market gets stagnant and we don't have those catalysts, people again, they overreact. And I think that's what we're seeing amid, you know, market manipulation, algorithmic selling. So it's never one thing. It's never this is the one reason why we're here. There's multiple things playing out. And you know, this is just a short-term decline, I think, in risky assets. And we're seeing it with tech stocks too. You know, if you really want to find a correlation with Bitcoin from the TradFi standpoint, you know, look into tech stocks, look into the quote unquote high risk, which is, you know, tech, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, you know, Google, Microsoft. These are kind of the parallels we like to draw. Another piece of information: JP Morgan analyst Kenneth Worthington said that the potential positive effects of pro crypto legislation may not be immediate. Right? Meaning this, it might not be the number one priority. So we might have to wait a little bit in order to get the good news, in order to get that next catalyst. And as we wait, people get impatient. People get impatient. You got to remember, these people who are getting impatient, they're up big on their investments. They're like, well, maybe I should just realize some of these gains, right? Congress is expected to prioritize, it says, non-crypto issues in the next 3 months. That's what a lot of people are saying, at least JP Morgan analysts. And that makes sense. I mean, more of the macro things here in the first quarter of 2025, I think, are going to, you know, be at the forefront. Will we get some kind of positive influence on crypto within these first few months? I hope so. But in terms of full policy being ready to go, we might not have all that, you know, out of the gate. But I think that's kind of where we are, you know, from the macro standpoint. But I want to get Zach in here. I want to get other people's opinions in here. Zach, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. Are you buying? What's your take on this overall kind of market right now? And then, you know, what are you doing right now as you know, as an investor?
To a stable at the moment. The market's going to retrace more after what it's doing. I don't think California is helping anything. I really, the market does move on alpha, like I say, like bad news, the market will go down. And think about this. I know I mentioned this before about like real estate, and we got to really put this in perspective here on why crypto and Bitcoin and some top plays are really one of the best assets in the world. I'll explain why in a second. The fact that, you know, people in California, right? Not everyone, but some people, they probably took a huge ass mortgage out, right? And real estate was one of the best investments. And now I think it might be like the second because of nature, fires, earthquakes, stuff like that. So these people that took out $1 million mortgages in LA, right? Watching their whole portfolio burn to the ground, basically. At least with crypto, and this is why I say you need to diversify 100% because you need liquid to, in case of a situation like that. I don't know if I'm going too off topic here, but I guess my point is that crypto is not going to burn to the ground. So if you need to liquefy your portfolio, you can do that. And think about some of these people, if they had, instead of taking that $600,000, $700,000 mortgage out and had it in Bitcoin, you know, they could travel the world. Like if something goes wrong in a certain, you know, aspect of a country or anywhere, like a natural disaster, you can take your whole portfolio on your phone and leave. That is key. So what I'm saying is these people are watching their lives burn to the ground, literally. And it's such a sad aspect. But if you had that kind of money in crypto and have it as liquidity and Bitcoin, Ethereum, diversification, if something goes wrong, you could technically get up and move your whole family, stuff like that. But I know that's easier said than done because not a lot of people have that kind of money. But I think crypto is the number one asset in the world, and people just don't realize that yet. It's better than gold because you do not have to carry $1 million worth of gold with you around, and then you try to getting it over the border. They're going to confiscate that right when you hop on the airplane. Same with like $9,999. You have to declare more than that. Right now, you can travel the world with a huge portfolio, and no one's going to ask you questions. So, I don't know why you're laughing at me. This is serious stuff, Paige. Like, these people are losing their lives, and on top of it, there's no way to pay that back. At least if you're down a little bit with the market, even if it goes down, Bitcoin goes, fluctuates between 90, 94, you're only losing a small percentage only if you sell, but it goes up and down. With a mortgage, it's done. And then the insurance companies not insuring you, or even if they're insuring you a little bit, doesn't cover what you put into that. So it's almost like turning into a bad asset because of the way the world works and weather conditions. You can't control that. You can control your portfolio, though. So I don't know if I'm bringing the point across here, Zach. Just cut me off if I'm going out crazy, but I've really thought about this. And I know I mentioned this weeks ago and through the weeks that crypto is one of the best investments because it's liquid. Your mortgage isn't liquid. Even when you own your house, you don't own it because you have to pay taxes on the land and everything. It's becoming the second, I guess, best asset. But depending on what part of the country and world you are, because of, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. Fluctuations in weather. Really, you can't control Mother Nature, but you can control what you liquidate in crypto, I guess. So I think people are underestimating and not realizing how beneficial crypto is being in your portfolio because it's literally on your phone and you can move around with it. And weather could affect it a little bit, solar flare, stuff like that. But overall, it's a less riskier asset, even with the market going the way it goes. And it's less riskier than real estate and some other asset classes. So I will finish up talking about that, but it just boggles my mind when people are down, when the market's fluctuating 2-3%. Not a big deal. But then you go look at California and people are losing their life savings, their entire everything burned to the ground. And there's nothing they can do about it. At least crypto, you can do something about it. You can move to a stable, you can cash out, and boom, you're a little bit freer. So it's sad over there. I don't mean to make this a downer, but I guess I'm just trying to put the fact that yes, crypto's risky, but it's less riskier than other assets out there.
Zach, I think you bring up.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You got something else there?
Yeah, no. So not to bring it down, but I guess my point is there's really good assets right now in crypto projects, and even though we're on a downtrend a little bit, it's a good time to either stable out a little bit, keep that sitting in a portfolio, or DCA into better positions. But it is better than taking out loans on credit cards, mortgages on something that could, over the years can screw you. And think about this. Your mortgage isn't just for the day or the week. You're talking 15, 20 years to take out that kind of mortgage. And now you're locked into this. And you're praying that nothing happens at all through 15 years during, with weather, hurricanes, earthquakes, fires, anything. So it just, when people say crypto is risky and it's scamming like this and like this, but you're really free. Even with centralized exchanges, DeFi, you still can get your money out. Yes, we're taking a risk. Everything is a risk in life. Driving, I just drove my kid to school because he was being a pain in the ass. that's still a risk getting in a car, you know. But I would rather buy $50,000 worth of Bitcoin than put it into a vehicle that's going to depreciate over time. Bitcoin from day one has appreciated, whether you hate it at $90,000 right now or it's 107. Over the years, it's appreciation asset. So it's one of the best investments. I guess my point. I'm going to close with that one.
I think you bring up some really good points, and you know, you mentioned, you know, the fires. Definitely, that's the macro I was referring to. You know, during that breakdown, there's certain things just that happen in the world that impact the markets. I mean, anytime. I mean, you guys remember how fearful the market got when Russia invaded Ukraine. But you zoom out and you put ourselves here today. What was that? It was a great opportunity from an investment standpoint. And I'm not taking anything away from, you know, wars starting or these fires. I mean, it's terrible. Okay, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying, you know, this is a good thing because it's creating an opportunity. All I'm saying is, when you're looking at it strictly from an investment standpoint, a lot of these short-term volatile, you know, key moments in time that crash the markets, when you really zoom out, they are bigger opportunities. And I think we're seeing one of those right now. Again, you can't prepare yourself for things that happen outside of the financial system, outside of crypto. And when these sort of things happen, it takes a special kind of an investor to understand and to look at it as an opportunity and not to be fearful and not to be afraid and not to, you know, get shaken out. You know, we are seeing Bitcoin recover quickly. We were just down to 89.1. Now we're back up to 91.4. This is about the range we need to get up to. A lot of volatility right now around these levels. I can tell you what, traders are freaking loving this. They are all over this. This is where traders, you know, really win. And these are all, you know, scalp traders, 2-3% here, 2-3% there, going in heavy. A lot of market manipulation around these events. And, you know, when we look at the S&P 500 too, which, you know, is an important metric, I think, to look at, you know, when we think about crypto, we think about the overall markets. The S&P 500 has not seen these levels since before the election. The S&P 500 now trading below November 5th levels has erased 2.5 trillion of market cap. There's going to be spillover when this happens into crypto. It is what it is. I know people want to say or want to think that crypto is, you know, immune to this or whatever, but it's not. It's not at all. Sometimes it can, you know, kind of do its own thing, but more often than not, you know, it is going to follow kind of macro trends, and we're seeing it happen with the S&P coming down a little bit. We also have, you know, inflation back on the rise a little bit. So a lot of this could be quieted down once Trump gets in and actually starts enacting his policies. Right now, we're in this weird spot because all we're seeing is, oh my gosh, these fires and inflation's back and these issues, and you know, Trump's not able to really implement or say anything right now, right? So we're in this holding pattern from now until about a week from now, until we actually start to hear what the plans are, right? And then as we kind of hear more and more about, you know, what Trump wants to do, I think you'll see the market start to get a little bit more confident, right? But right now, the expectations aren't being set. Like we don't have a lot of insight and information to combat, you know, what's going on from the macro standpoint, right? So we're kind of in this weird holding pattern, and this is where people kind of overreact. And you know, I don't think it's a time for me yet where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to start liquidating half of my positions here. That's not where I'm at now. A lot of this does depend on where you're at. Like I'm up on pretty much all of my positions because I was buying like crazy in 2022. So if you were buying throughout the bear market, you're still in a pretty good spot, and you could stomach some of this volatility a little bit easier than, you know, if you were buying, you know, a month and a half ago, right? So a lot of that is different depending on where you are, and just how long you've been in the markets. You know, I know a lot of people coming in, you know, just the last few months, probably really struggling with this. Hang in there. I mean, crypto is volatile. Just as fast as it can go down, it can go up. Right. And really, I think this is about what's your long-term vision. And I think anybody in crypto that's trying to just win in the short term, they're the ones who are panicking right now. They're the ones who are freaking out and clicking the sell button. But if you have a 5-10 year plan here, then why freak out? I mean, you just have to understand this is the name of the game. It's volatility, man. This is just how crypto works, and it's the same reason why we can, gain so much money in our portfolio as to, when it goes down, we can lose value quickly. But none of that's real until you realize the gains or realize the losses. You don't lose until you sell for a loss. It's all just paper money, right? Until it's not. So just see the bigger picture. Understand that it's not all doom and gloom. Okay. But that's kind of where we are right now. I want to hear Pade's perspective. We'll get everybody in here. And if you guys are, looking at some different plays, meme coins, anything in AI, gaming, RWA, anything in the altcoin market, I mean, I think we're getting some great opportunities right now. I mean, you got Ethereum down here at 3K. Ethereum's down here at 3,000. And you guys know, I mean, I've been saying this, okay, I like Ethereum, and my chips are stacked on Ethereum, but I'd rather now add to my positions in my large ERC20 crypto plays. You got SHIB down 16% in the last week. You've got PEPE down 22% in the last week. I'm looking at a couple of these plays. I'm looking at some AI plays that are down significantly right now. Look at BitTenz Tau down 28% in the last week. How about Virtual's protocol? Virtual's down 41% in the last week, right? So we were just at $5 and now we're at 242. You're getting a 50% discount on Virtuals from the top that just hit like a couple weeks ago. So that to me is interesting. If you go all the way to the top, Near Protocol, top 30 crypto down 22% in the AI sector. Then you look at AI agents, right? AI agents in particular, a lot of these down 40, 30, 50% in the last week. Gaming, I mean, same thing. A lot of opportunities here. I'm looking at Beam down 26%. Superverse down 31% in the last week, down to $1.08. Right. So these are some of the plays I'm looking at. I'm slowly going to be DCAing into some of these at some point, today and this week. These are the sectors I'm looking, RWA. I mean, Avalanche now trading 23% down in the last week. Chainlink back down below $19. Ondo Finance down to $1.20. They just hit their all-time high over $2 not long ago. Right. So I'm looking at this as a bigger opportunity in the macro here, and slowly but surely DCAing my way to victory. That's the name of the game for me. Pade, what's going on, man? Good morning.
Yo, real quick, GM. I'm actually apartment hunting right now, so I'm just taking a quick moment to check in with the crew. I don't know why Big J's laughing, but GM does. Real quick about the fire thing. Obviously it's awful. We know it's awful. We've been talking about this for a while. It's one of the worst things that happened in American history, in my opinion, to be honest with you. And the problem with not just Americans, but people in general, is a lot of people don't have backup plans for nothing. Like, everyone's playing checkers with their life, and life is about chess. Like, everyone's just out here, they get a nice house, they don't get the insurance, they don't do X, Y, and Z. And I'm not talking about just California, but I'm talking about life in general, right? Like, people don't have a backup plan for anything. You need a backup plan for your backup plan for your backup plan. If this happens, what am I going to do? If this happens, what am I going to do? If this happens, what am I going to do? All these people, not all of them, but 90%, 95% of the people in California right now don't have anything. They don't have a house. They don't have money. They don't have cash. They don't have anything. And I'm not blaming them. They didn't start the fire, but they have nothing to do right now. They have no idea what to do. They're lost. If anything from this experience, for anyone who's listening to this, my only big piece of advice is have a backup plan. I don't give a fuck if it's crypto. I don't care if it's a business. I don't care what it is. Have a backup plan. Sit on a little bit of cash at all times, because you never know when, God forbid, something happens. You need to have something. If something happens right now, what am I going to do? What is my plan? If something happens where my mom is, what am I going to do for her? What can my sister do for her? If something happens with Zach and Zach, you know, I'm going to Zach's hotel. That's what I'm doing. But on a serious note, you need to have backup plans. That's all. That's what life is about. Stop playing checkers with your life. It's too important. It's really way too important. I'm gonna mute on that. Y'all can simmer on that. I gotta, you know, handle some stuff while I'm here for a little bit. Zach and Zach GM.
You are preaching this morning, brother. You are preaching. I love it.
You know, another thing I wanted to mention real quick, XRP showing a lot of strength right now. A lot of strength right now compared to some of the large cap cryptos, guys. You look at XRP, I mean, this has been brutal, right? XRP is up in the last 7 days. And you guys know how choppy and volatile. I mean, guys, compared to Ethereum down 18% in the last 7 days, XRP's up 0.33%. Bitcoin's down 9% the last 7 days. XRP's in the green, sitting at 244. Solana's down 21%. XRP's in the green. Dogecoin down 18%. Cardano 16%. Avalanche 22%. Sui's 15%. So XRP, shout out to XRP, showing a lot of strength right now. A lot of strength. I think that is one of the leads here for sure. Sitting here at 243, they're up quite a bit here in the last hour. A lot of big buys coming in. We just dialed back on XRP down to about 233. We're right back up to 243 right now. So Bitcoin showing some strength too, guys. We're back up above that important threshold. I keep mentioning 91,600, 91,700. As long as we close above that, we're still in a decent spot. We're all the way back up to 91.8 right now. So again, this is what I'm talking about when we talk about market manipulation. This would be the fourth time in the last 2 weeks, or actually about fourth time in the last, here, let me zoom out here because I want to get this right. If we stay above this, this would be the fourth time in the last about month and a half where we've come down to this like 91.4, 91.5 level and closed above it and showed strength. If we were able to do it again today. And this was our biggest flush down to like 89.2 already early this morning. So we're watching it closely, right? And again, as long as we stay above this, you know, this level and this trend continues, I'm accumulating. And I don't care if I'm wrong either. That's the thing. I could be wrong. Like you gotta, you know, for lack of better words here, you gotta put your nuts on the table in crypto. It's not easy. Okay. I mean, you could be wrong and you can't be afraid to be wrong. This market is the most speculative market in the world. That's a fact. And it's not for the faint of heart. You know, if you're not ready, then just go put money in the stock market, put money in the S&P 500 and just ignore it. You don't even have to watch it. You know, and I do that too. But when it comes to crypto, you've got to make some really tough decisions and have conviction and have a long-term vision, long-term plan. Because if your plan is short-sighted, it's just going to wreck you emotionally. And there's nothing you can do about it. But you guys know, if you're someone who's been in this market for 4 or 5 years, like a lot of you have, we know how this game is played. We understand what the bigger picture here is. And you know, a week of volatility is not gonna shake me out of my boots. All right. So General, go ahead, man. I see your hand up. What's happening?
Not too much, man. Not too much, GM. Thankfully paid, could not misrepresent me this morning. General Kai Ken of the Nova Chain community. How you doing, Zach?
We're good, man. We're good.
Nice. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on a couple things. I mean, that you've mostly been speaking about. So, you know, I'm definitely looking at this as an opportunity to buy. I mean, personally, I don't have a lot of money or, you know, resources lined up, dry powder, if you will, to position myself in any sort of new way, even amongst this dip. But for people that do, I mean, not financial advice. You've heard Zach pretty much since the show started, which, by the way, if you haven't liked, commented, retweeted, make sure you do that. It's an excellent opportunity. Right. So, you know, like if Bitcoin were at these prices, it was at this, you know, this price in the summer, people kind of would have been like flipping their lids, I think. You know, people would have been extremely bullish. So we have to put this into proper perspective, because we're really still sitting pretty, if you will. I mean, Zach, you were talking about buying up during the bear market 2022. You know, your portfolio is looking pretty good. I got to be honest, with regard to this cycle, I was a little late to the game. Kind of slept on this cycle. You know, having round tripped a lot of gains last cycle and whatnot. So I was doing most of my buying in 2024, and I'm still up on pretty much every single one of my positions. So that just kind of puts things into perspective. You know, I think it's especially a great opportunity with ETH. I mean, this has been discussed on the show time and again by you, Zach from Subway, Larry, you know, Matosco, like a bunch of people talking about how ETH is really undervalued at this point. I mean, I was buying ETH at between $300 and $400 last cycle, and I saw it and I was like, it's so easy to buy a full ETH at this point. You know, it's much more expensive than it was a few months prior, back in 2020 ish. And but then shortly after that, I saw tremendous gains. And even ETH sitting around 3,000 right now, I kind of see that similar opportunity. I mean, a $12,000 ETH this cycle sounds extremely realistic to me. And I mean, based off price predictions that I've seen from, you know, countless sources, $12,000 ETH this cycle. Again, not financial advice. Just seems like a given, to be quite honest. Yeah, just quick mention here. NovaChain has some utility coming soon. That's all I can say. I can't give a time frame, but it is coming soon. We've mentioned it a little bit here and there, but I just want to say, for anyone who hasn't bought right now, now is an excellent opportunity. We're sitting, I mean, I think somewhere roughly around 20% of what our all-time high was. Last I checked, about 75K market cap. And this token is about to enter a completely different league. I'm just going to put it that way. So if you guys have slept on NovaChain up until this point, maybe it's time you do a little bit more of a deep dive, because things are about to get real. And yeah, I know we've done a lot of speaking about AI agents, right? That seems to be the majority of the mind share right now. You know, on that, I think that we're seeing a lot of hype and euphoria with regard to AI agents, even at this stage of the game. And I think we're going to continue to see a lot more of that throughout 2025. But guys, you have to remember that there's really only going to be a handful of these that are real winners. And, you know, I think that, you know, betting on, if you will, if you want to call it that, some of the larger sort of protocols, whether you're looking at virtuals or near, or some of these like top of the game sort of AI agents, like what's the automated Twitter ones, like AI XBT or whatever, and Cookie is another one I've heard of. I think it recently got listed on Binance Spot. And on the day that happened, actually, the price was only up like 24-ish%. So I'm not sure it's been factored in yet. I don't have a bag personally, but on that note, I'm curious if anyone in here has flexa.ai on their radar. Hashtag FAI. The reason I ask is because I got into this around 23 mil roughly a month ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it went up to an all-time high of somewhere around 650 mil. It's retraced about 33% right now, sitting around 400. I think it's an excellent opportunity for people to get in. It's making some big moves. I don't know if people recall, it was anywhere between like, I don't know, 4 and 6 weeks ago, there was all this hype on X about how someone had kind of tricked an AI agent into giving them a prize pool worth like 40 grand USD or something like that. And this was actually directly tied to flexa.ai. It was labeling itself as the first adversarial AI agent game. But since then, it's gone on to do so much more now. I'm not shilling this project. I've sold half my position. I was up pretty nice. I'm holding on tight to the rest. And by the way, you know, just a little strategy that I've been employing as of late is when I'm selling off my positions, I'm actually holding not in stables or cashing out right away into my bank account. I'm putting it into ETH, because ETH is, again, time back to that, almost, it just seems so simply guaranteed to me, NFA, that it's going to 2, 3, 4x this year. So if you're able to hold some of your profits in ETH as like a bit of a short-term strat, I think it's an excellent approach. But yeah, once again, Phrasa.ai, they appear to be building the technology that is going to equip some of the first, and it may be the first economically sovereign, truly verifiably economically sovereign AI agents in the world. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts.
Yeah, you hit on a lot there, man. I think there's a lot of opportunities in AI. AI, gaming, RWA are the altcoin sectors. And I mean, you could put meme coins in there too, in and of itself. But I mentioned this quite a bit. You know, the days of me chasing the low cap meme coins, I'll throw a little bit here and there, but I'd rather go in heavy on the high conviction meme coins. And I think there's a ton of undervalued plays in AI, gaming, and RWA where there's actual substance there. And it's not to say meme coins are bad. I mean, guys, I got my start in crypto. I'll never like, disregard that. Without Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, I'm not even here. And so there's opportunities there, but I just think with gaming and AI and RWA, there's 100x opportunities. There's a lot of them, okay? And they actually have substance. So actually have substance. And one that I'm looking at, now full disclosure, I'm not invested. I was on this space last night. If you guys are in the Crypto Breakfast Club Telegram, I threw it in there. Just found this really interesting. Have you guys seen this HoloZone AI? I'm showing it on the live stream right now. It's hashtag Holo, HOLO, and they are cloning. They had all these people on the space last night. And I mean, you want to talk about how crazy AI is getting. They were cloning Elon, they cloned Joe Rogan, they cloned Alex Jones, and it felt as if, I would say 80% of the time, it felt as if they were really on the space. Like the real Joe Rogan, it's crazy. Now, I mean, and they were literally working out the kinks in like the data that they're feeding these AI clones in real time. I think they've been live on this space for like at least 24 hours. They're still live right now. And so I think they're going to continue going. Really fascinating. They've got a crypto token attached to it. They're sitting at like 25 mil right now. So again, I say all this to say, don't just listen to me and go buy that. I'm just saying that's an example of there are so many interesting things happening within some of these sectors that I think are really undervalued right now. And AI, again, of course, the meme coin world, gaming, RWA, there's going to be 100x's that we don't even know about yet in these sectors. That's my take. I mean, it's just my opinion. Could be wrong, whatever. I'm just giving you guys my thoughts on that. But I hear you, man. Ethereum is very undervalued right now. Sitting here at 3K, I think that's an interesting approach. Instead of taking your profits elsewhere, Ethereum's the large cap that hasn't moved. I mean, so when you're thinking about mitigating risk, but also increasing upside potential, yeah, I mean, Ethereum is in a great spot. I mean, Solana's down to $177 too. I mean, there's some other plays for sure. Avalanche, I think, is interesting right now. Chainlink is interesting right now. And these are, again, I think, relatively low risk plays that are just severely undervalued. You look at Doge, SHIB, and PEPE at the top of the meme coin sector. Yeah, you're not going to get 100x, but 5 to 10x certainly feels pretty good. Feels pretty good right now. So good stuff, General. Appreciate that, man. Let's see here. We've got Matt up here. Matt, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning. I hope Zach. I hope Paid has good luck finding a place over in Morocco, or is it wherever he's at, Africa? I'm sure it's a lot cheaper than around, someplace in the United States. And yes, the stuff happened in California, man, what a bummer. But to Zach talking about that earlier, you guys hit the nail right on the head. I mean, diversify. Keep looking for the best ways to hedge your money. Yes, I'm not a Bitcoin person, and I'm retarded for that, I guess. But just because I don't believe in it, because I don't have that kind of long-term conviction, I'm after the short-term stuff. And when I say short-term, I mean 6 years, 5 years. Not like 20, 30, 10 years, whatever. So everybody's got their different plan, and watching the market bleed, it doesn't shock me or surprise me what they're doing with the market manipulation, but I really didn't see it coming. I saw it the other way. I saw people preparing for January 20th, preparing for the bull run. I didn't see the institutions being like, all right, screw it, let's shake everybody out. And then they just dump everything, and it's not just one or two or 300 or a couple thousand coins. It's like all the coins. I just went and looked at some low cap meme coins. Like everything's down. I mean, 47 on Solana. That was up, and then all of a sudden this morning it's way down. And I'm like, what? How is that one down? That one's only like $2.5 million market cap. Oh, they have the same issue. They have the same wallet infiltration. And, the wallet infiltration I'm talking about is institutional money. So when they all dump at the same time, what are they going to do at the same time? Opposite of that, right? They're all going to pump at the same time. So, yeah, Bitcoin might take off first, but obviously everything's going to go again. And if everybody just go back to November 4th. And this isn't financial advice. This is just a little bit of a scenario I want to paint for people. Go back to November 4th. And I remember when I was on November 4th, I thought I had a bunch of money, right? And I thought, where is a good place to put this? Do I do a high risk gamble and do a meme coin? Or do I go into my ISO favorite, Hedera, HBAR? And I thought, you know what? I'm probably never going to see Hedera or HBAR this cheap again. So I put a crap load more. And I already had a crap load, but I put a crap load into HBAR on like November 4th when it was 4 or 5 cents. And that's probably the greatest red day purchase I ever had done in my life, and probably will do. I don't think I'm ever going to beat that one. And I have the same sentiment right now. Like, I'm thinking, okay, where am I going to put my money? Except the sentiment, a little bit of twist to this is, wait a minute, I already have my ISO bags, because there's a couple of others. What are they going to pump next? Okay, they pumped ISO on November 5th and 6th and thereafter. But now, are they going to rotate to AI agents, meme coins? I mean, what are they going to, Bitcoin? Everybody knows Bitcoin's the safest play on earth, but I'm a little risky. I like to gamble. So I'm thinking they might go to these AI coins, although AI coins really already had their buzz, right, in the past month or so. Maybe they're just going to keep it simple and pump the shit out of the meme coins. I mean, I don't know. So what am I doing right now? Thank God I have a little bit of dry powder on the side, because screw it, I'm just going into meme coins. I'm like, you know what, solid plays, meme coins. They serve a purpose. The purpose I believe meme coins serve goes against the ego of humanity. And whether people like it or not, and this is my tinfoil hat speaking, whether people like it or not, meme coins are extremely valuable in the space, because they're getting a buttload of information out of meme coins. I mean, loads of information are coming out of meme coins. The psyche of meme coins, the decision making behind it, the emotions behind it, and that gives them, that's the start of their information gathering, and then that allows them to do other things. Because let's face it, people didn't know what ISO 20022 meant until after November 5th, 2024. Yes, Zach Humphries made videos on it. Yes, there's influencers out there that talked about it, but nobody gave a crap about it until after the election and those things took off. And now everybody's, you know what, probably not everybody, but a lot of people that are doing their due diligence are looking up what ISO means. So by doing that and having like people like Larry on this space promoting this stuff, and Zach, that's opening it up for other people for their portfolios, which is good. That's why you're getting alpha at these places. So they've had their time, they've had their moment, and now are the institutions going to give us another ISO pump on January 20th? I don't think so. This is just my tinfoil. I think they're just going to keep it simple, stick with meme coins, gather some more information, and then we're going to proceed to see what happens next. I mean, interesting times, man. None of us have ever been here. I've never been here. I'm almost 50. I've never experienced a financial shift like this ever. I've never seen it. So I'm gonna mute my mic, but man, what a Zach, Paid. I mean, you guys are great. And I'm so glad I'm here, and I'm so glad I'm listening to all you guys. All right.
Good stuff. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think, here's the thing. This is maybe one of the biggest questions. Is it riskier right now to DCA into your favorite, altcoins, or is it riskier to not do anything at all and miss out on the potential opportunity of a lifetime? I mean, think about it that way, right? If you're as long as you're not spending money that you need to survive and live, right? If you have the excess funds, I think it's more risky to do nothing. It's more risky to miss out on the potential opportunity of a lifetime. And obviously, I'm not saying, go all in and empty the bank account and don't leave yourself an emergency fund and whatever, like last ditch effort. No, I'm not saying that at all. Don't hear me wrong. All I'm saying is, if you have the ability, you have the finances to be able to take some risk. I think when we look at 2025 and Trump coming in, altcoins haven't moved yet. If we're just following history, the cycle hasn't really heated up yet for altcoins. I mean, this could be the literal opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm not willing to miss that. I'm not willing to risk missing that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm ready to be wrong, but I just think where we are right now is the classic, spot where some people zig and other people zag, and the people who zag end up, in a different place. It's not meant to be easy, guys. It's not meant to be easy. There's nothing in life easy, okay? And especially when it comes to changing your life financially, it's meant to test your mental fortitude. It's meant to test your emotional decision making. It's not easy. It's not an easy game we're playing. I mean, this is a whole new world. Everybody's trying to figure it out in real time. And at the end of the day, we're all speculating. We're all guessing, right? But if you look at people who've changed their lives through investments, before crypto, think about the .com era. There was no guarantee. They were saying the same thing about the internet as they're saying about crypto today. What is this? This looks like vaporware. I don't think there's any substance here. This thing doesn't have staying power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the people who took a risk, the people who took a chance and invested in, all those early companies, and even after that, I mean, think about how risky at one point investing in Amazon was. Think about how risky at one point investing in Google was, investing in Apple, investing in Nvidia, investing in Tesla. At one point in time, these were all risky propositions, and people thought they were crazy. They only think you're crazy until it works. They only think you're crazy until it works, and then they congratulate you.
Preach.
But during the moment, in the moment, people are going to think you're nuts. I mean, look at how far Bitcoin has come. I mean, people were saying you're crazy for investing in Bitcoin at 18,000, at 20,000, just in 2022. Now look, are they crazy, or do they just have the balls to take a chance? Right? That's really what it comes down to. Michael, what's up, man?
Hey, I don't know how your X spaces work or not. But I just wanted to, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about some meme coins that I'm involved with right now that I'm invested in?
I mean, just keep it to a minimum. We don't really go like hard shills here, but I mean, you know, we kind of try to cover everything macro and
Okay.
just yeah. But I mean,
Okay,
I'll give you a little leeway.
I have two of them. There's one is called Charmy. It's SHIB Army. It's SHARMY. It's on Phantom, the Phantom wallet.
So it's on Solana.
Yes, it's Solana. Yes. We it was developed around 42 days ago. Well, that's when it paired. It bonded. Last night we hit $1 million market cap. We tapped it 5 times, and then we broke out up to 1.72 million market cap.
Last 3 days have been insane here. I'm looking at the chart.
Yeah, look at the monthly chart.
Interesting.
Yes, we've been going up on an uptrend the whole time. I am actually the top holder of this token. I've been in it since before bonding. It was market cap was around $7,500. I'm currently sitting on $200,000, over $200,000 in my wallet, and I'm not selling anything until we hit at least a penny. Which, with our burn mechanism, there's auto burns on every transaction because it was created on Moonshot. In their code, it burns with every transaction, buy or sell. It burns tokens. We already burned it. I believe it's showing 41 million of the billion total supply in a little over a month. But I believe we burned another 30 to 40 million just in the past 2 days that it didn't update yet. And I mean, we're just climbing. Like, we keep climbing. And I think that because of that burn mechanism, when it hits a penny, we'll only be at like a $8 million market cap. Just because of it burning those tokens. Like, it's not going to need a $10 million market cap to get to that penny. The other thing that it has with it is the top 50 holders of this token. Every day when the volume is up, I don't know if you can see, there's LP rewards. That is a airdrop. It's a Solana airdrop. You will receive Solana airdrops every day just for holding. And that's the top 50 holders receive that. If you happen to sell anything that day, you get taken out of the snapshot for the airdrop for that day. Like I said, it's 4 holders. And then you will be put back in the snapshot whenever that is, next day or whatever. And if you hold and the volume is up and everything, the LP rewards goes up, you will get that airdrop the next day. Sometimes it happens multiple times. Just this morning, I received another $10 in Solana. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot now, but the higher that LP rewards goes, the more money you will make in airdrops. Me being the top holder and having 11% of the total supply, because I got in early, I will be able to live off of the Solana airdrops when it becomes that big. The other one that is built the same way was made by one of our top holders. The token is called Rager. It's RAGER. It was made by the same. Well, yeah, it's made by on Moonshot, so it has all the same stuff. Top 50 holders receive the airdrops, and you have your burn mechanism involved. We're already at it just paired like 3 days ago, and we're already at $350 or $330,000 market cap. I don't know. It keeps moving. It keeps pumping. I invested $500 in that when it was at about $7,500 market cap, and I'm up over 17 grand on it now already. So, like I said, that's just two that I wanted to put out there that I'm invested in, and it's life-changing money. Like, that is, for me. My father passed away in November 2nd, and I've been, like, taking care of my mom, and I want to move her away from Pennsylvania, like, down where it's warmer to North Carolina or something, and this is going to make it happen. So that's all I have to say.
Appreciate that, man, and appreciate the way you did it too. Of course, not financial advice, but I love hearing other people win, man. So that's what it's all about. Some people look at it and they get jealous, and man, I love hearing people win. So congrats on both of them. Hell yeah, man! I got them both on my favorites list. I'll be watching them and give them a look, man, for sure. So appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. I got to get back to bed for like another hour, and because I was up till 5:30 in the morning because it was pumping, and I was watching the streamer on TikTok. I was in the guest box and everything talking, and it's been a crazy ride. So,
Hey, Mike,
gonna get bigger.
Michael, you might want to split up your bags, man. You might scare potential investors.
I actually have 3 other wallets.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it and it's showing 11%. People are not gonna, real whales are not gonna buy into that shit.
Well, yeah,
I holding it all. Just split it up.
I know
man.
what you're saying, but
Split it in 10 different fucking wallets.
If I split that up, it's gonna look bad on the bubble maps. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm sending it to other wallets, then it throws off the bubble maps also. That's one thing that I worry about.
That's true. I mean, but Hype Man brings up a good point though too, because if people are looking at it quickly, they just see that 11% wallet. It's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I think it's cool that you're out there publicly saying, "Hey, it's me." So I mean, if people in the community kind of hitch their wagon to that, if potential whales understand that, oh, this guy's out there, he's docs, he's talking about what his plans are or whatever. Because that's the other thing, man. Because sometimes you'll see if whales are solid and they put out there, hey, I'm not profiting it until we get to this level, and I'm only going to shave off X amount. It's better than not knowing who that person is and like kind of in the shadows. So that's a tough one.
And the other thing with this is like the top holders have never sold anything. Like we're actually planning on once we hit a penny, because like we have a Discord and a Telegram and everything, and we're planning on once we hit a penny, meeting up in Vegas to celebrate, and we're gonna get Charmy tattoos. Like I'm dead serious. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Look into it, do your own research. But I mean, the chart is extremely healthy on both Rager 2, and it's only been out a couple days, like bonded a couple days. So, all right,
Cool,
we'll catch you later then. Thank you.
Cool, man. Thanks for coming up. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Let's see, who do we got? Flipsy, what's going on?
Hello there, Zach. Hello there, breakfast community. I love to be here and to be part of this beautiful community. Guys, I just wanted to ask, we have so many people in this room. Please tweet, retweet, bookmark it, like and share, because this is very informative community. This is Fly Spy, always loves to join, always like to grind, and I see all the points that you guys bring up, and it is unbelievably informative. I just wanted you guys to know, been in for more than a month. I heard that if you have a majority of token in your hands, Wells, they want to buy it, or anybody else want to buy it. Unfortunately, it's always nice that you control the actual project and no one else. And if you do, you can progress, for my opinion. But the majority of people, what they do, they give 90% out, 95% out, and they keep the 5% for themselves. I don't know about this, but they want others to control your own. But these are my 2 cents, and I see it seems that for me, this is the way I would like to go. But anyways, I'll let the other people speak about these little thoughts that I have. And if you guys have any information, any thoughts, I would like to hear. Thank you.
Appreciate that, man. Anybody got any insight on that? Want to jump in?
Hi, guys.
What's up, dude?
I don't know if you hear me. I'm like some making answer like Motasco. Anybody hear me or not? I have to check first.
Yeah, can you hear me talking back?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Sadly, I lost my X account. This is my backup for XGME. So that is not blue checked yet. I will make it blue checked. X making like suspended accounts without any warning these days. Even we lost Arthur Brito account, which is the founder of XRP. The guy even not send a single tweet. Again, he suspended him. About meme tokens, so any token distribution and MC, we speak here in this space many times. The distribution is very important for any token. And the MC and LP ratio. That's main 2 thing before you checking the volume, if there is volume or not. You have to be sure that the distribution is good. Sometimes they can cheat the system. Sometimes this is new tools, and if you good by reading the blockchain, you can find out why the distribution is important, because you want to be sure nobody can dump the chart like a rug. Sometimes they're not rug the token, but the big holders can rug it. So you have to be sure that there is no big guy, even he sell everything, not going to affect too much the project. What is this control is that we come to the LP MC ratio. If there is no enough LP there, even if you have 2% or 1%, if there is not enough money in the LP, it's going to kill the project anyway. So you have to be sure both sides, like you have to be sure there is like more than 10% LP against the MC. What I say, like if you have 100K MC, you have to be that at least, this is the at least the minimum thing. You have to be like 10K LP in it. When I say 10K LP, you have to understand that any LP is actually a 5K, the real payer, the next 5K is the token. So they are in the M on both sides. So if you see there is a 10K LP, it means there is, if you are on Solana, there is 5K worth Solana. If you are an XRP, there is 5K worth XRP, the rest are token. So you have to be sure, first of all, there is LP. After that, you have to check for the holder distribution. There is some good whales. I have one of them. I make him do IT's wallet. They are supporting the project from any up and any down. So having whales are not always bad. Sometimes actually is helping the project, holding the chart, holding the project itself more than the debt. So having whales is good, but don't worry about dividing, and even it's shown in the bubble map, there is an explanation for it. but not everybody checking the bubble map when they first enter. They only checking who is holding and how much holding. So it's a good first impression to have a nice holder distribution. After that, you can explain it. Believe me, nobody checking the bubble map. Not everybody. Some guys are checking because they are vision, but if somebody is answer, they buy, then they check because they don't want to miss out the opportunity. About the market condition, it's perfect for me. There is no red for me because if you are in the cycle long enough, if you are not just entered like 2 weeks ago, it's perfect. Bitcoin more than 6x. For me, people was telling me crazy buying XRP. It was like a stable coin for years. I am on 8x. It's still resistance against the market. It's 2.4 and yesterday was 2.5. So everything is good. If you are looking good entry or miss out, like when Bitcoin was 106 and everything was green, you still have a very cheap price Ethereum, very cheap price Algorand, very cheap price Hedera. You have everything a very cheap price Avalanche. You have everything on a cheaper price. If you miss out, and this is the bull run. It's not a honeypot crypto market, so people buying and selling. It's not a big deal to go to 900K or even 800K. So it's not a big deal. It's just higher distribution, we tell it. People are selling higher, buying deep. This is the part of the game, like every business. So if you are mentally not ready for the crypto market, I advise you to stay away. It's need a really mental health, because you go sometimes down 100% and other day, just like this good guy who making good money. I'm happy for him. Just make your money to the gold. That's how the market works. And only if you hold, you can win that money. And if you're daily trader, you cannot make that much money. So if you're bought at 7K, like this guy, 11%, and sell like at 100K, that's your gain. Not you're gonna make it. Nobody gonna make it in that way. So if you follow me back with my new account, I will appreciate it. Please, Mustako, stop reporting me to X. I'm not doing anything wrong, not giving any financial advice. And just here to hear the alpha, if I have alpha to share it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Also this morning, MicroStrategy added more Bitcoin right on cue, right, with the market dip. 2,530 Bitcoin added for MicroStrategy, and that is $243 million worth added this morning. MicroStrategy now, it brings their holdings to 450,000 Bitcoin, 450K BTC. Insane. In terms
it's not insane. The guys, our name is micro, but thinking macro, you know, they keep buying in any price. There is some buying strategy like that. You have like every month when you get your salary, buy like 10% of. I have friends like that, buying 10% of their salary in Bitcoin, whatever the price is. In the end, when you check the Bitcoin price over the years, after 5 years, everybody in a huge gain, whatever the price.
That's with BCA.
Yeah, just dollar cost average. He doesn't care what price it is. He buys it high, buys it low, just buys it. 100%. Pump Fun, what's up, man?
Yo, I'm still on the road. Maybe if it's still up later, I'm gonna chip in.
Yeah. We'll be here till 11:30.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll be here till 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Mutasco, what's going on?
Hey, morning, Zach. Hear me?
Yeah, how we doing, man?
Good. So, I wanted to comment. I did put a post earlier when you guys were talking about the stock market. I kind of put some data out there. The way I look at it is, you know, we all here. Maybe you have a job, or you don't have a job. Maybe at some point in the past you had a job. You may be directly or indirectly invested in the stock market. Now, the one thing that gets a little bit tricky is that while you have a group of people who are heavily invested in the stock market. So they may be, like you guys were talking about, diversified across different sectors or asset classes. Their incentive is that, hey, the market should go up. I don't care about what the regular guy says. I just want my sector to go up. It could be that they're in energy, they're in tech, they're in whatever. So this is the problem that creates a divide, right? And what saddens me sometimes is that we have a new asset class, which is crypto, and not many people actually understand it. Now, the sad part for me is that by the time everybody understands it, it may be too expensive for a lot of people to actually buy and make any significant life-changing profit. But again, I'm not here to change the world, never will. I care about myself and my family first before anything else. I hope you do so as well. But what I posted there was just to give an idea, like generally, we all live in this country and around the world. You have people who are invested in certain asset classes. They don't even know they're invested. And that's why I use the word indirect, because you may be just chipping away a little bit from your paycheck into a 401k, and you can't sell it. But one of the other thing is that these are managers, these are asset managers like BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard. They manage these things on your behalf, and they charge a fee out of your contribution. And then when the market is going up, you don't even get to cash out of it, right? Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that I'm not saying go invest in crypto, but I'm saying look into it, right? And the reason you should look into it is that when you look at the stock market in the last 2 years, literally went up like almost 40 something percent. I have somebody that I just track how many times the S&P 500 has hit an all-time high. It went up to like 40 something percent. 42 times that it's gone up. And in that same period, I know that there are people who are not even like, oh yeah, if you have a 401k account and you're not like the top 1% people, you may not even look at it. I'm sure most people don't even remember looking at their 401k. Okay, how much do I have? Even if you look at it, you can't take money out of it, right? So that's a problem. If you want to take money out of it forcefully, you get penalty, you get all these crap, right? So what's the point? It's like buying a house, but you can't sell it. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people are kind of stuck in. And then you have this data that people like to speak on saying, oh my gosh, US households now own more equities or whatever. And then you're like, okay, what does that even mean? I have to break it down. If I break it down, it looks like there's a lot of nuances in that data. But what that data tells everybody is that, oh my gosh, a lot of regular household people are now invested in the stock market. This is what I said about you may be invested in it directly or indirectly, passively or actively. If you're managing it yourself and you can zoom out and sell in and sell out whenever you want or choose where you put the money, then you're actively controlling your money. If you're not doing that, then that means somebody else is eating off of your money by the time you retire. But the point I'm making is, as you guys watch the news, I know Trump is not going to make that happen because he thrives on the market going up. So I'm not going to bet against that he's not going to force these people that are career professionals to cave in his interest. So I'm going to just stay in the market because the point is he's going to influence the market one way or the other. Now, a lot of people, if you have your money stuck in the traditional market, like stocks, bonds, real estate, all that crap, you're going to be screwed. You're going to be screwed because it's not easy to get out. A good example is, I think it was Gary Cardone. He made a very excellent point about the fire in California, right? You have somebody who has like, let's say on average, like you have a home that is $5 million, right? On the market. the average insurance on that annually is about 43,000, depending on which state you're at, right? So I'm just using the national averages. So if the insurance on the house is, you have a $5 million house, the insurance is 43,000 plus, and you don't know, you never even thought of like, oh my God, there'll be a fire, and then there's a fire, right? The problem, and the point he made was that a lot of the people that may have like $5 million, $7 million house, they can't afford, just divide 43,000 by 12 months. You see the premium, right? So most people cannot afford to pay that much unless you're making a significant amount of money and you're paying. This is not even the mortgage, right? So a lot of people will go for a lower insurance rate, which means that your house is not valued, is not insured at the market rate. Now, if it's not insured fully, let's say it's insured like at 2 million, because you can't pay, and then all of a sudden, unexpectedly, there's a fire. Even though the house is going to be on the market at 5 million, you're down, because if you're getting like, if it's a total loss and the insurance saying, okay, yeah, we're going to pay you out, they pay you out, you can't even buy a house in that area. You have to find somewhere with your family to get back into the housing market. That's a problem. And there's interest rate that is higher, 6%, all that crap. So you're screwed. So I think Zach from Subway was talking about, he always says this, that if the housing market goes down, you're going down with it. This is the thing that a lot of people don't even understand, right? And this is why the one unique selling proposition for crypto, and mostly when people talk about Bitcoin, they're like, if I have, 50 ounces of gold, I can't just fly around with it, right? But if I have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, you believe that I'm going to be able to do whatever I want with it. I can fly, walk through security, and it's just a seed phrase, or it's just a private key. Nobody is going to identify that. And I think that is the biggest selling point for the industry that we're all in. It just blows my mind. As we speak today, a lot of people are seeing a little bit dips and they're panicking. And it's an opportunity for other people who are savvy in the market, because they see opportunity to just buy in. You're not going to tell me, and I'm going to end with this. There's 3 things. I think Larry said this the other day, last week, regarding the market, like Ethereum and other things. If you look at within just the Ethereum market, you look at, he mentioned World Chain. World Chain is a layer 2 with Sam Altman's World Coin. It's now called World Chain. And there's Unichain. Within these 2 alone, the digging that I'm doing between these 2 alone, there's a lot of things that will come out there. And they're all being driven around Ethereum's ecosystem. Now, there will be meme coins as well that will pop out. But if you go beyond just Ethereum, you're looking at Solana, Sui. You guys remember when Solana did the phone, right? And I know, Zach, you follow Sui, so you know about the gaming hardware that's coming up. It's almost like the same model, like the Solana phone. And I bet you there will be other coins that will come up just for airdrops and other things. So the market, the way that we're looking at it right now, if you know these things, there's no way that you're going to think that, oh my gosh, the market is going down, it's going to get whatever. No, there's a lot more to come. Now, whether that affects your portfolio positively or negatively, I'm not here to tell you that. But what I'm saying is there is opportunity ahead of us if you just look at the entire market. The last thing I'll say is regarding the layer 2s within Ethereum. I think it was Van Eck that said that in 6 years from now, the layer 2s, entire layer 2's market cap will be about $1 trillion. Okay, let that sink in. The total cryptocurrency market cap today is about 3-point-something trillion. We're heading up to 4 trillion. If layer 2s alone could be in aggregate 1 trillion, where are we today? Not even close. So if you look at that alone and you say, okay, if you're part of an ecosystem that is a layer 2, what is the size of the market? Is there still an opportunity ahead? You should know that there is. And if there is, what do? You front run everybody, because you're being in the market as early as you can and wait it out. But the unfortunate thing is some people may lose out. Some people, maybe some catastrophic event could happen. I've heard stories of people that were early on Bitcoin. They bought it out. They bought a lot of it. And then they moved it around, you know, and they got Mount Gox, right? And it's gone. It's like literally gone. And they're still here. And they're watching Bitcoin at $100,000. And they're like, oh my gosh, if I had 10,000 Bitcoins and I got Mount Gox, did they know that was going to happen? No. Do you believe that stuff like that could happen? I believe it'll happen. We're yet to see unexpected events crash the market, blow up some ecosystems. Do not write that out. So that means some people might still lose their money. But is there an opportunity? I believe there is. And I'm not here to tell you to buy crypto or do anything. I'm just saying, this is just my point of view. I believe that there's opportunity. There's short-term panic, craziness, all of that. If you just zoom out, you're going to be fine. And one of the easiest things is to not even look at your portfolio. As long as you know you're the only person that owns the seed phrase, if you're not sharing with some scammer that is like waiting for it to go up and then they drain you out, you don't even need to look at it, right? That is if you put in a cold wallet or do all kinds of things that will protect it. But a lot of people like to look at their portfolio every second. And if you're doing that emotionally, you're going to think that, oh my gosh, is the market going to zero? Well, it's not. There's opportunity ahead of us. So guys, stay safe. I put the thing in the comment section and I added one that kind of adds crypto as a new asset class. I like to look at that because I look at everything else and I say, okay, where does crypto fit in? And when I see that, it gives me the hope that within crypto, there are subsectors. And these subsectors that we talk about, AI, RWA, meme coins, large caps, mid-sized caps, whatever, that is also your way of managing how you can build a portfolio before this thing goes up ridiculously up. So again, this is just my view, okay? You don't need to take what I say. You don't even need to listen to me. I'm just adding my view and perspective to what I see and then watching the news. Please, I've said this before. When you watch this market, a reminder, go back and watch what I said in a few spaces back. It's called Planet Finance. It's a good one to watch today as you watch the California fires and how it affects the market, the oil market, how a war can break out and then things happen and the market goes down or up. That is a very good documentary to watch because when you watch that, you see the players and the manipulation that happens on the back end that we don't know.
Yep, 100%. 100%. I mean, the best way to get ahead is just to be in the market. I think that's really what it comes down to. You know, we can't control as retail investors what happens in the short term, you know. But what we can control is how we respond and how we react to it. Right? We don't have the ability to manipulate this market. We're just a bunch of Jimmies and Joes trying to get ahead in life. Right? But what we can do is see the bigger picture, understand that Bitcoin's been the best investment in the last 12 years, understand how early we are to crypto, understand why, you know, David Sachs is being put in a position to handle blockchain and AI. We've never had a person like this. Understand that Trump's coming in, wants to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Understand that he's not only bullish on Bitcoin, he's bullish on crypto. Understand that he spoke at Bitcoin Nashville. Why would he go there if he didn't care? There's a lot you could put together in terms of why we should just be in the market. And then on top of that, yeah, sure, have your exit strategies in place for every asset that you get into. And when it hits those certain levels, don't listen to the outside noise, just make your decisions accordingly. And I think at the end of the day, I think people try to make sense of everything when everything doesn't make sense because we don't actually know what's happening behind the scenes. But what we do know is this market has gone up. When you zoom out, what we do know is that the market's not going anywhere, and we know how early we are from an adoption standpoint. I think that's a lot of great stuff, and I think it's very true. We try to make sense of everything and try to almost outsmart ourselves in a lot of ways, right? Keep it simple. Keep it stupid, dumb, simple, and just be in the market. Take profits where you see fit, and that's how you get ahead, right? At the end of the day. We've got about a half hour left of the space. I appreciate everybody rocking with us. We got a bunch of people live with us, almost 1,000 people on the live streams across YouTube and X. So shout out to everybody there. Already 3,000 people have tuned in to the YouTube live, which is awesome. Pump, are you ready to jump in here, man? I want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll get over to Mar, and we got Crypto Wolf up here, Hype Man as well. Pump, go ahead, though.
Yo, yeah, thanks so much for the time. It's actually the first time I'm in here, and I love it. It's very informational. A lot of good talkers in here, especially you, of course, as a host. A friend of mine told me about it, so I tuned in. And after all this talk, I thought I'd just give it maybe a soft chill. We were speaking earlier about the AI meta and all these kind of meme coins that popped up with different AI agents. And let's be honest, most of them are not really special. It's just like some GPT-4 API usage. So it's nothing really special that we haven't seen yet. And personally, I really like Act 2. It came out a couple of days ago, and it just makes fun of all the AI meta. It's a play on the Act 1 meta, and I think a lot of guys can like it. They have a sick homepage. They do a lot of work. They have a very active Telegram. Most people that are in there aren't in there big and are not selling. Of course, the project got hit hard now by the dips, but personally, I think it's very fun because they make a play on these inefficient AI agents. So that's just my part. I don't want to waste more time, and thank you.
That's good stuff, man. Question for you, though. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for being here. Question for you, too, just from a macro standpoint, like where are you kind of positioning yourself? I think I try to ask a lot of these bigger questions to kind of get people's pulse on the market, insights. You can list some things you're into, too. I mean, are you into large caps, or are you strictly into meme coins? Or
No. Personally, I'm in crypto since 2015. This is just one of an account because I once tried to release a token myself before I realized how the whole ecosystem works, just for fun. And personally, I think it depends on how much money you have, how much cash flow you have in your personal life. When you're speaking about larger caps, when you're still fresh, I would just DCA, right? We've all been in that situation. I remember when I started with Bitcoin, I was still in my apprenticeship, and at the end of each month, I had like $200-300 spare, dollars, let's say, and I just invested it every month. And now where I'm at in my life, it's a little bit different, right? So it depends how much money you have, what your life is looking like. If I would have to restart again and I didn't have a lot of money, I would do a lot of research and then invest into the smaller large caps, like where there's still more upside potential. Personally, I also think that Ethereum is extremely undervalued. I think personally, I like the meme coins. I invest into a lot of meme coins. I had a lot of success. But I think that most of the Solana gains are just meme coin volume, and that isn't really healthy. It looks good on the chart for Solana because you think the project is like doing much better than Ethereum, but realistically, it's just all kids investing millions and millions into shitty coins. But yeah, so you see, I don't like to say too much about these things because most people know a lot of things already, and it's more about realizing the strategy that you have in your head, and the people that don't know about it, they have enough resources to find out what are some smart ways to get into the market. And that's, yeah, I don't like to repeat all the things. Personally, I really like Act 2. I'm going to be honest, of all the meme coins, it's just very funny. They're putting in a lot of work. And I think for all the people in here that want to invest into some lower cap stuff where they don't have to be scared that they're going to be robbed, the main holder is paying everything himself, DEX, ads, whatever. The guy that created the website did everything for free. So yeah, it's just a fun project. But I still hope you enjoyed my insight on the market and the bigger macro. Also, I think that usually it's sell the news, but I think now because crypto works a little bit different and we're all smarter, let's say, like the the real people in crypto. So I think this time people just expected the pump from Trump a little bit earlier, and now there's a little bit of a pullback. When he gets elected, there will be another pump, and then there will probably be another pullback until there's like real changes happening in the space, because it's just all hype. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this. Thank you for the time.
I agree with that. I'm with you. We need some substance now, right? Like we've heard about all of the stuff that's going to happen. We need stuff to actually happen. I agree. I think we're kind of in a holding pattern until we start to hear personally, things about a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I mean, it doesn't even have to be solidified. Just move the ball forward, like some official news coming out of that, right? Move the ball forward on regulation. Move the ball forward on what is crypto? How's it going to be classified? How's it going to be taxed? Security versus commodity. What is David Sachs going to do? What's his main role? What are the things he's working on? All of these sort of things. I think once we see some of this start to, going downhill, we get the ball rolling on some of these things. That's those type of things could act as the next big catalyst, I think, in crypto. I think it's good insight. Mar, what's up, man? Mar, you there?
Hey, Zach. Yeah, sorry. I was just leaving an office here. Yeah, man. Hope you're doing great. Hope everyone is doing great. Just here listening to the conversation. Yeah, man. Everything, the market for the, and this is like, what, the third Monday, I think, in a row that just tanked. But it's just part of it, and it's like what Mutasco says, just, just don't look at the charts all day. Today I found out that the market tanked because I went into my Telegram and they just said it, and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, man. Other than that, you just gotta stay strong. One thing I do want to say, when it comes to a lot of the market and holding on to your positions, you gotta. I always go with the history, especially in crypto, because crypto's young, so it's easy to repeat the past because it's easier to manipulate. Things are kind of the one thing that does throws me off a little bit is the big boys are in it now, so they could manipulate the crypto market, easily for them. I mean, this $3 trillion market cap is nothing for BlackRock and the boys to manipulate and change things around. But the one thing I do want to say, and this has been said a lot on social media, and it's something that I've seen too, is everyone wants to exit. Everyone is looking to exit maybe about March or April. That's when they all think that the bull run is going to end. But things have changed now, Zach. Like I said, the big boys are in it. The last I want to say that the last two cycles. I don't know if people have noticed this, because they always say, "Oh, this last bear market was the longest bear market," and the last two cycles, okay, going with history, like I said earlier, because history could repeat itself again because it's such a young space right now, market, that it could be manipulated to where they could say, you know what, we're going to repeat this again, which is, but at the same time, BlackRock and, like I said, could come in and say, no, things are different now. One of the things that throws me off too is the Bitcoin pump heavily before the halving. But my whole point is the last two cycles, the bear market has lasted, I want to say 1 year maybe. So after we hit bottom, complete bottom, which was the last bottom was during the FTX collapse. That's where we've been on an uptrend. This uptrend normally lasts
around 148 to 150 short, 153, 152 weeks, this uptrend. And we started the uptrend during the FTX collapse back in November, December, late November of 2022. So we are, want to say, 2 years plus in it. So if I was to guess the top in this market, we are talking about between September and October, maybe November of this year. If it was to repeat again, like the last two cycles, 2017 and 2000, when the bull run and this last bull run in 2020, 21, that would be. Are we gonna get a double top? Maybe we might get maybe 108, and then maybe a higher top this time than the last one. Then the last one was around 65 and then 69. This one could be 108 and 150. But things are different now, so you guys got to be careful leaving your position too early. I don't plan on selling everything off, even in September and October, to tell you the truth. I plan on holding a nice bag because things are changing. But I want you guys to look at the low, the lowest of when the last bear market in 2017, 18, and then 19, 20, and see that we were in an uptrend 150 plus weeks. And we are way past already 2 years, of course, in this uptrend since the lowest, which is the FTX collapse. So I find it very hard. I will be shocked if this ends. Like people are stating March and April. That means that it was 120 weeks. We for sure 30 weeks of more uptrend with Donald Trump and being bullish in crypto. I would be shocked if it was less than 152 weeks this time around. It should be the other way around. We probably should be in an uptrend for 4 years, 200 plus weeks, instead of being shorter. But then again, I'm just going by history. I don't know what's your take on this, guys, but I will be shocked if this uptrend is less than 148, 152 weeks from the last two cycles. Again, crypto was super young in the last two cycles. Now it's more mature, but it's still super young too. And I truly believe that we could go this time around one more year, meaning 200 plus weeks on an uptrend. In this bull run, meaning going even to 2026, I would bet on that more than being short the 152 weeks and ending this fucking uptrend in March. That would be just it would be shocking, to tell you the truth. I don't know what's your take on that. And the reason I'm bringing this up is to calm you guys down with this with these dumps that's happening. There's no way I see this bull market ending before 150 weeks. And if it does end early around this time around, I truly believe the bear market is not going to be the 50 plus weeks. It will probably be way beyond shorter. That's something that I could see probably happening, just for them to fuck with us and get us out of our position. One thing you also need to look at MicroStrategy. Their average per Bitcoin is $60,000 something. So I'm telling you, I will be shocked if Bitcoin goes on the 60 grand again. That's another thing that should keep you guys, strong. And last thing, all season, we're not late it's not late yet. All season normally started around 120 weeks. 120 weeks during this uptrend of 150 weeks. So everyone that's talking about
oh, all season hasn't happened yet. You know, this time around, it probably needs more time to load up, to power up, because it's a $3 trillion market cap now, not 500 million, not 500 billion or 1 trillion. You know. So yeah, man. With that, I'll land the plane and just look at history, guys. And we're humans. We always try to reinvent the wheel, but at the end, we repeat the same shit over and over. That's just regular human behavior.
That's good stuff, Mar. Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked. I mean, it's hard to put a timeline on things. I mean, you're right. All we have to do is go off of history, what happened in 2021, and there are some differences. I mean, we don't have the ETF. We didn't have the ETFs back then. We didn't have, obviously, what came with the ETFs was BlackRock kind of controlling things, manipulating things. I would be shocked, though, if we have a bear market before an altcoin season. That's really, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the simplest way to look at it. Altcoins haven't moved. I mean, how many of the altcoins are yet to set all-time highs? Like 99% of them, right, in the top 100. I don't think we're going to have a bear market before we see altcoins at least make one rally, if not two. And so that's kind of what I think we're waiting for. And if I'm a betting man, I'm betting that it's going to happen at some point here in 2025. I think right now is a lot of this is just trying to survive until Trump comes in. A lot of this is just trying to survive until we actually get insights and information on policy, regulation, taxes, Bitcoin strategic reserve, all these things that were talked about. We're just trying to basically survive until we get there. And we're kind of in this weird spot, kind of a no man's land. And then you couple that with, now they want to, create some fear with inflation being back. Now they want to create some fear with, the macro and fires and all this stuff, right? Not necessarily create the fear, but make it seem like it's all doom and gloom and really paint a bleak and dark picture. And we just happen to be in this weird holding pattern as we're waiting for Trump to actually get into office so things can be implemented, right? I think that's kind of where we are right now. And I'm looking at it as, survive in advance right now. We got a week until Trump gets in, survive in advance. And I think we're going to get an altcoin season. Again, I'd be shocked. I'd be absolutely shocked if we see a bear market before altcoins set their all-time highs. I mean, look at Ethereum, right? We're still waiting for Ethereum to move. And at some point, I think it will. And obviously, things will heat up once, some of these large caps really make their move. That's my take, at least. Let's see here. Unofficial, you were here for a little while. We'll get to unofficial. Got our co-host back in here, Zach and Paid back in here. Got about 15 minutes left, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, everybody. I can't agree more. I definitely resonate with what Mar was saying. History has a tendency of repeating itself. You just follow the patterns, and a lot of times either you go with the wave and you're on the right and you're going and benefiting when history repeats itself, or you just are the ones who are saying, oh, that was just luck. These guys got lucky and, they're financially, free and, they just happens to a few people. But see, that's far from the truth. You really need to start seeing the pattern. Right? When you see the patterns, you make it. You basically just have to, follow, the patterns, follow your intuition, and just make the right choice. I mean, this is 2021. A lot of people did not ride the wave, right? And that's fine. But now we see the same pattern possibly repeating itself this time around. And crypto hasn't had as a positive sentiment as ever before with any other previous administration, right? So, I mean, I just see you just connect the dots, and it's not that hard to find. But, just like you all, and I'm kind of glad that we're staying steady and we're not having like a parabolic bull run right now, because that would have been, I don't think that would have been good, because we had that. Now, you remember in 2000 when the last